Some of you more tech-savvy gamers out there are interested in Nintendo 3DS, but have decided to wait for the redesign. Well, Nintendo has actually sent me the redesign. It's right in this case, and I'm going to show it to you right now. You're going to love this thing. Ta-da! This is the Nintendo 3DS redesign. You might notice it looks a lot like the old Nintendo 3DS, because that's exactly what it is. The Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo launched back in March, is fully equipped to deliver the 8th gen portable gaming experience. And it doesn't need an update to evolve and adapt and to provide an experience that's worth every dollar you pay for it. When I got this thing, I couldn't it had no web browser. It had no Hulu or Netflix access. It had no short form video service. It had no 3D camcorder built into it. And now it has all those and more because Nintendo designed this from the beginning to be the best system possible. And if you're freaked out by the Circle Pad Pro, just relax. That's just an accessory. It doesn't mean that there's some Nintendo 3DS XL that's coming out that's going to have a second circle pad here. You might not believe this, but adding a second the guts for the circle pad are pretty big. They take up almost the entire face of the system beneath that sleek surface. So they can't just. It's not as easy as photoshopping a second circle pad there and re-releasing it. Nintendo releases redesigned hardware when it makes sense to do so, when it's beneficial to them. Nintendo DS Lite, that was just a reissue of the original DS. The Nintendo DSi, that was just a field test, an experimental field test for a more advanced Nintendo system with online distributed software. Nintendo took all that and made this 3DS the best system they could make it from day one. And it didn't have all the features it has now. It had no eShop, and now the eShop is even better than ever. You don't have to put $5 in if you just need a dollar difference. You could put in the difference of if you have $5 in your account and you need six, you could just put in that extra dollar or that extra however many cents you need. You could put in that exact amount and buy your game right there. Your credit card information saved in there now. All you have to do is put in your password, and you're ready to roll. It has better Wi-Fi access than before. It has features that it didn't have before. This, if you if you're interested in Nintendo 3DS's library, my advice to you is go ahead and pick the system up. And if you pick the system up, it'll be the fully enabled Nintendo 3DS experience for the duration of this system's lifespan. And the Circle Pad Pro is just an accessory. And if you're gonna wait for a new model 3DS, you're gonna be waiting for quite a while because Nintendo, they're not just going to come out with, at E3 and drop a new redesigned 3DS. I would bet against that. I seriously doubt it. And I know Nintendo's habits. I know I've been watching them for quite a while. That's not going to happen anytime soon. And not only that, but in an Ask Iwata interview with some of the engineers behind the 3DS, they specifically said they took the lessons from the DS Lite and the DSi to make this the best system they could from the beginning. So there's not going to be an incremental upgrade in a year or whatever. And if you're worried about the battery life, really the battery life is just that's basically just the price you pay for having more powerful hardware. The battery life in the 3DS, it's going to be comparable to the PlayStation Vita. It's going to be comparable to if you use an iPhone and are playing, having playing fully like playing intense 3D gaming on an iPhone. That battery life is going to be comparable to this thing. And I'll tell you, even with the 3D on and with the wireless on, very very seldom in my many months of owning this since it launched, very very seldom have I completely drained the battery on this thing. And the web browser on here, it works great. If you've used the web browser on the web browser cartridge on the original DS or the DSi web browser, this is light years ahead of that. It is a really good browsing experience. It is I've browsed extensively on an iPhone. Excuse me. That experience, the web browsing on here, is comparable to browsing on an iPhone. It's a really good browser, and yes, you could go on, you could access an a web based AIM client. You could post pictures to Facebook or Twitter or Tumblr, which I've done many times. Yes, you could take pictures with this and put it straight to your Twitter or Tumblr, via Wi-Fi. It supports fields for uploading images from the system that you take. So if you like the 3DS's games, and if you like it, my advice to you: don't wait. If you want it now, if you want the games, just get the system, and it's going to be a great system for as long as you own it. And that's what I have to say about that. The 3DS, it's this is it. This is the Nintendo 8th Gen portable game device. So if you're interested, go ahead and get it. So thank you very much for watching.